Hello and welcome everyone to the second video brought to you in the King and Pawn Endgame series. This is a basic series for beginners to help them to first learn and then hopefully master basic king and pawn ending concepts all the way up to more complex king and pawn ending opposition ideas. So hopefully you've watched the first video, King and Pawn Endings Basics. This is King and Pawn Endings Stage 2. Now, you may have noticed the basic concept of opposition from the first video doesn't seem like a very practical one, given that the kings are in exactly perfect position for the enemy or you to simply grab opposition, and either you work your way up the board toward king on the 6th, pawn on the 5th, or they have opposition and the game is simply a draw. But already in an endgame where a pawn is only on the 2nd rank is not quite the most practical position. It's a very important position and a very important technical concept for you to master. But now we're going to start looking at things that are slightly more practical and hopefully applying the same type of opposition ideas. The first one again here is a distant opposition position, kind of a tongue twister, distant opposition position. The basic concept is, what do you do when the kings are far away from each other? You know that you want to reach the position with your king eventually, your king eventually on the 6th rank, but, just moving to get rid of the arrows, but how do you do that and still dictate the opposition? Before I give you the answer, I'm going to let everyone think for a few minutes. You can go ahead and pause the video if you want. Okay, assuming you paused the video and took a few minutes to think, which again, as I've recommended, is probably the best way for you to assure that the ideas from these series stick with you. Apply a little bit of yourself. You don't have to, but here's the concept. Most of you likely calculated the simple idea of the king coming up. You saw king e2, king f7, king e3, king e6, and white gets king to e4. Here's what it would look like. White simply grabs opposition. Well, that's awesome. The king will go in front of the pawn, and if you're really good, that means you mastered the first video, and you know that in this position, you have to take opposition with the king. Obviously, this would be a draw, giving him opposition, breaking our rule. So we take opposition, and then we start making progress, and the game is over. So that's good that you calculated the basic idea of coming up and eventually getting opposition.
We hope you enjoyed this video demo from Chess.com. Subscribe today to finish this video and get unlimited access to our full video library. Your membership also includes access to Chess Mentor, the most advanced interactive training tool available anywhere. You'll also get full access to the Opening Explorer, Tactics Trainer, and much, much more. So sign up today and get serious about improving your game.